Hey everybody, I'm back with my February page for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. This is my update that I try to give once a week if possible. And as you can see, for anyone that's been following along with me on this journey, I have yet again changed my mind about my page. This time, this is it. It won't be changed anymore. It's not stitched in yet, but this is it. Let me see if I can bring in just a tiny bit closer. Okay, so I went back to my original plan to use this. I I sewed down some leaves, and these were some mulberry leaves that I had, and I used some alpaca yarn and couched that down for my stems, and this I was going to use, originally was going to use with this in the middle of it, which I now think is going to be my last little flower over here, which I have not finished with my embellishments. My flowers are not sewn down. Everything else is done. I just have to sew down my flowers. And so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do to this one. I want to put a little bit of this color in it, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm still thinking about how to do that. And this little flower is one that I made back during when I was doing the tags, 52 tag challenge. And it's not really the right colors, but I did bullion stitches and I did turkey work, and I think I'm going to use it. It'll just add a little different color, and I think I'm going to put it like this. But then again, I don't need to put it that way. I need to put it this way because I have to put my prompts up here somehow, if I can manage to stitch them on, because I don't know if I can stitch that small. But I'm going to give it a try. If not, then I'll have to put them maybe down here on this end, which if I do that, I'll put that back like that. So we'll see. Other than that, I think you've seen everything. All of my laces, I think, are the same. I didn't change my background, but this is probably going to be covered up when I put the date there. So this is pretty much the way it's going to look when I get it stitched, when I get my flowers all stitched down, with the exception of I need to put an embellishment in the middle of this, and I need to figure out if I'm going to add any of the red color there. So after a lot, I mean a lot, if you watch my channel, you'll know how many times I change my mind about this project. So I could use one of those little buttons and put right there. I have some smaller ones, and that would match. Might do that. Just a thought. Anyway, that is my update for my February page. And then I have one thing I wanted to show you. I know if you're doing the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery that you follow Rachel. This is not stitched down. I know that you follow Rachel. So if you've been following her in the last week and a half or so, you have seen that she is doing a lace journal, start to finish. And so I've decided that I'm going to follow along with her. So I have two here that I've gotten kind of prepared. I have chosen a cover for this one. Of course, none of it's been embellished yet. And on the back, I have used a European hemp grain sack from the 1700s. I got it I bought from an antique dealer, and so I'm going to use that on the back. And then this is a piece of tapestry, I think, and I have no idea how old it is or where it came from. I found it at the thrift store. So that's going to be my cover. Now let me see if I can take these off because I had it pinned on here. So the inside, all I used was a piece of, get one, of this cardstock. Not very thick, just ordinary cardstock that I got from, I think it came from Michael's. So that's my cover, and I haven't figured out what I'm going to do on the inside yet. Now, I didn't have a lot of the antique documents and stuff that Rachel used, but what I did do was I had Rachel's digital, her download, digi-download. I had some of her digitals. So I went through and figured out what I had that I could use. And since I didn't have any of the vintage documents that she used, what I did, and this is going to make a mess on my table because these are old and they drop a lot of stuff. I had this Harper's, let me back out a little. I'm too close. You can't see what I'm doing. I had this old Harper's Bazaar magazine book, volume something, I don't know. Anyway, this was old, and the contents are December 1870 to May 1871. So it's a whole year, I guess, of their books. So what I did was I tore there's some blank pages. So I do have some I can't even think, some pages from the 1870s that I used. And then I think there was still some back here that I didn't use, that I saved. And it's some pretty marble paper. But I'm not going to use that either, I don't think. So I used a couple pages of that, and I just taped it onto some copy paper, ran it through my copier, and made my own vintage paper, my own vintage documents using Rachel's digitals. And did the same thing here. This came out of an old journal that I, just some pages from a journal that I had bought from Patty over at Sacred Mementos. And let me see, I think it tells the year somewhere. No, I guess not. Anyway, it's old pages from a journal. So, and then this is out of a book, and the book page is from this book, American Magazine book. And this is from, this has some pretty marble paper in it also. I don't remember. Let's see, does it say? Copyright is... Well, I don't see where it says. It says all rights reserved, but it doesn't have a date. Oh, here it is. 1918. It's up at the top right here. So I took some blank pages out of the front of this. There were some old blank pages. And there's some in the back also. So those were where I got my old antique pages from. And then, like I said before, I just made my own. But this particular page just came out of the book. I tore it out. So that's a page from 1918. And here's a piece of yeah, this is a piece I printed on, and this was a This was printed on a piece of ledger paper that I also got from Patty, or some kind of document or something. I don't remember what it was. But it had this on it, and then, no, it wasn't either. This was another piece of that I printed from Rachel's kit. This came out of my American magazine. And this is some of the paper from the American magazine that I printed Roxy's digitals on. And yeah, so this is the other side. So the pages that are in here are the same pages that are in the other one. And I think I have 7 pages for each one. I think Roxy was going to start out with 6, but she ended up with more. So anyway, I have this one put together because I'm ready to do my cover on it. But when you don't have the vintage or the antique things, you just have to figure out a different way to get them. So that was the way I figured out to get mine. Now I'm thinking that I'm going to use this. This is one. Now this paper is some of that, let me show you. I have it here. I've had this forever, never used it. Craftex paper. This Craftex. It's combines the best of leather and fabric. I don't know what it's made out of. You'll love this rugged paper that looks and feels like leather, but sews, cuts, and washes just like fabric. I don't know how it's made. Anyway, I used a piece of that because I wanted to try it out. And I didn't want my cover to be too stiff, but I didn't want it to be too soft either. I wanted it to be in between. It's very pliable, very soft. So I was thinking for this one that I might use this fabric here, a piece of this vintage thing. Now, let me see, that's not the way I had it planned, because I had it planned where I could wrap it around, so it must have been this way. That's better anyway, isn't it? So if I put this here and I wrap it around, that will give me a nice cover to start off with for this one, because I wanted this one just to be soft, lacy pages. Now that's as far as I've gotten. If you're interested in this book, doing this journal along with Rachel, you can go over and check it out. I can't remember. I think she's calling it just a lace journal or something, fabric lace journal. I don't know. She's just been working on it for the last couple weeks, doing. I think she's gotten 3 or 4 videos done on it. So I got started a little late, so I'm behind because I just didn't have time to do it because I was busy doing other things. So anyway, I started 2, and they're going to have a lot of hand sewing in them. That's the main thing, is they're not going to be, you're not going to use the machine. Well, I guess you can if you want to, but Rachel's not. She's not using her sewing machine for any of this. It's going to be all hand stitched, and it's just going to showcase beautiful laces and trims. So it just seemed like a perfect thing to me to go along with the slow stitching project that she and Rachel, or she and Sarah, are hosting. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And just one more thing I'd like to mention, that I have just filmed a large fabric haul that I did, and I'm going to be making up some kits. they're not going to be kits. That's not the word I wanted to use. Just some packs of fabrics and some packs of vintage laces. And maybe I'll throw in some antique ones also. I'm not sure yet. They're not going to be real large packs, so they're not going to be real expensive. But if you might be interested in any of those for your slow stitch projects or your journals or whatever, you could check out the video that I just posted right before this one, or just keep checking back, and when I get the packs put together, I will make a video. I don't have an Etsy store, and I don't edit my videos. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, and I don't I don't sell enough stuff to have an Etsy store. So if you're interested in any of those after you see them, I'll just be selling them through my YouTube channel, and that'll be it. So I guess that's it for now. So thanks for stopping by and seeing my progress, my update on my February page, and my new project that I'm just now starting to work on. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe and be well. Bye for now.